Yeah. Mm, let's go through what is happening with Bitcoin and Ethereum at the moment. This is the daily chart I have opened. Uh, like we talked about yesterday, we did have a close above the 44,500 mark. This is the spot one. It closed at 44,972, which is uh, very close to the previous high in the cycle, which was 45,000. The trend is uh, definitely and decidedly bullish, as we can see. There is no indication of any any pivot or something like that there. Uh, the price is slowly moving up. It's also obviously after move like this $3,000 move. It's going to consolidate, but if there is some push in the market based on news or based on anything else, any technicals, we are going to test that 48,000 mark, which would be the next mark after the 46,000 when it is broken. So that's the upside we are targeting, and the downside being this 44,500 mm, baseline support that was created on the super trend uh, uh, bearish momentum for the previous I don't know 3 weeks or so. But the real support is much lower now on the daily scale. Uh, we cannot obviously have risk down to this. It's not feasible. That's why we are going to check out the daily, sorry, 4 hourly and hourly time frames also. But we have to remember what is happening on a larger scale of time. If we look at this daily chart, these are the two tops that were created in 2021 and 2021 early parts and late parts, and then the whole cycle of downside started, which saw 80% mm, of the largest crypto value being eroded over 2 years times, 2 years of time. After creating a top close to 70,000, it went down to 15,000. That's a pretty steep down decline, and which has corrected threefold since. It's already at 45,000 in the last 1 year or so. Uh, so 2023 Bitcoin obviously was one of the most profitable investments throughout the throughout the space, and it's kind of looking at the same path for 2024. Now, what are the long-term objectives or targets someone would set? So that for 65,000 mark obviously comes to mind, and before that we have other areas of resistance or support, as we can call it now, that have been confirmed and that can be challenged by the price. So these are the levels, and this is the 48,000 level I was talking about. So this 48, 50,000, and then 60 to 65,000 are the ranges to look forward to if this does continue. There is a possibility if the ETF news doesn't come in, or there is a delay, or there is some lingering bearishness, which is obviously in the market with the close to 1.5%, 2% drop in the stock market. That can be transitory. That can be obviously a shaky bit of a market in the start of the year. But if that does come into play, risk of does take precedent in in the early parts of the year, we need to be careful, and we need to be very fast in getting with the theme of the market. So that's why we need this sort of a basic preliminary idea where we are. So we were at that range, 40 to 44, 45,000, 44,500. Uh, that range has been broken, and we are looking at a different thing. The price is obviously going to try to move up, which or everything that is available to us suggests, as we will see on the 4 hour and daily, hourly also. But what is the target? What are we targeting next? Is this 45, 48 to 40, 50,000 mark, and then if that is broken, then it's that 60 to 65,000 mark. This is not something that can be achieved next week. This is more long term or something like that. Maybe a big news or something, uh, very deep interest of the market, high volume, things like that will only push that price to those levels. So it's clear, it's understandable, and we need to keep it simple where what we are targeting. So if we go to the 4 hour now, which is not all that complicated. So uh, it is easiest to see that the price has been the future has been bullish for 3 months now, and there seems to be a natural stopping point for it. Generally, at these areas, it can come pull back, but we are not seeing any sort of a flattening or something like that till now. So we don't need to, like I said, about Fisher, it can go up, it can go up. It's not the value we need to be concerned with, it's the direction we need to be concerned about, which is decidedly again very bullish. Uh, so what's happening with the 4 hour? The 4 hour is made a new high, obviously, and it's pulling back, which is expected after a big move like this, uh, which is expected any time like big move happens. It generally has this sort of a consolidation. But the positive thing is it's holding the pattern, it's holding the supports. So we can see the support and support is at this area just below 44 300 or something, which has been confirmed multiple times also. That's makes it a technically approved level as well, not only the super trend support. So as long as it holds that line and moves from there on to the 48,000, we obviously saw on the daily charts. It's on the trend and it's on our line of trading. But what happens if it breaks down? So if it could break down, right? If we don't see that ATF news coming in, if we do see that risk of again taking the front seat with the stocks not doing too well, if that continues, uh, if fear again comes back into the market, which which it has not been there in the last 2 months or so. It's all been greed. So if fear does come in, what would happen is the price might use this channel that was established, like uh, like a tortoise shell, and get inside it and protect itself. I don't see with the current mm, narrative of Bitcoin. Let's just say it going below 40,000. The narrative is pretty strong. The narrative is pretty bullish. All sorts of news are there in the market, which are mostly in the favor of much large upside and a new high this year 2024. So I would be very uh, sorry, but surprised if it did break 40,000. But technically speaking, or trading wise speaking, we will be protected. Will not generally be caught off guard if the movement doesn't happen in a few seconds or something, because we are following a system that is very adaptable and very strict about like, risks. So that in that regard, we don't have much to fear. But just speaking from an understanding of the market, how we will do things. It's good to understand where the prices are, what our targets are, what could happen, and how would we trade in that case. So, like I said, as long as it's holding this this area, we don't have much to fear, and we can still target that 48,000, 50,000 mark, which most of the market forecasts. But if it does break below, we need to be again become very cautious about our trading. Uh, Inside that range, we might also want to uh, watch our entries, meaning after we get a breakout signal, we need maybe want to see 5 or 10 minutes again on the next bar what is happening. But in this area outside, like I said, even it is breaking 40,000, it's below. Either side of 40,000 or 45,000, we don't have much to worry about. It's inside the channel that our issues lie. In any case, I think, yeah, that's about covering the 4 hour time frame. So, early chart, it's pretty simple. We were bearish on the Fisher. We got a signal here first, and then that this turned, and all hell broke loose, and we got a 25,000, 2,500, $3,000 move upside in a matter of hours, early on Tuesday, yesterday, Asian session. So that's uh, that's the kind of move I was talking about. If the downside happens like that, we obviously need to be on the market. But even if it happens like that, we'll be protected, because our strategy is going hour by hour. Inside our in our the price, even if the price moves more than $500 or something like that, we our traders will have instructions to close the trades, right? So that's something, again, we need to be very cautious about. Like I was saying, this 45,000 mark and this 44,500 mark are going to be important going forward for the extension of the upside, because the our Fisher is already bullish, and it's just turned bullish. So we could hope, or we could see further upside also to those uh, levels we are talking about. But if that is not the case, that doesn't happen, it pulls back inside the channel. This is the channel we are talking about, the upside barrier, the downside barrier. This is the channel we are talking about. If it gets inside this again, uh, it's going to be pretty tricky. But I don't think it will. So let's just see. Uh, be patient, and try to uh, catch the next breakout on Bitcoin from around 45 500 to 45 800 areas, and to our desired levels above 48,000 and 50,000. So that's pretty much all for Bitcoin. So whatever is happening in Bitcoin, it's happening in a similar tone on Ethereum. So the general idea of the market is similar. This is the downside barrier I was talking about. This is the upside barrier we're talking about, and it's essentially not broken. That margin, that area of compression, like Bitcoin has, because there was the the movements were not as cross as Bitcoin. It kind of had a forked upside about it, even though it pulled back softly at times. But like I said, it's a different asset, and a different style of trading needs to be adopted here. But the strategically speaking, it's pretty quite similar as well. Uh, it's just breaking out. We are a negative. We are at a negative. Super trend, which is looking to gain some momentum and break above for that 2400 mark and move up. So like I said yesterday, that 2450 was going to be tricky. It didn't break, and it pulled back about what $100, 3-4%. So that's going to be the level it needs to break out, and then it can move up again, which we'll see on the daily charts, where that margin lies. So this is the daily chart for Ethereum. You can see the future has been bullish for a long time, 3 months also, or almost. Even on a 6 month time frame, it's been quite high. So these are the margins. Like we were talking about on Ethereum, sorry, Bitcoin. That will be important for Ethereum. So that 36 to 4,000 mark, 3600 to 4,000 mark is going to be the level we are talking about. That 65 to 70,000 mark. Sorry, 60 to 65,000 mark Bitcoin. But the immediate term of concern would be that 25 to 28 or 26 to 28 mark, which might be tested if this move does continue. And yeah, it's going to be trickier. It's there can be a lot of noise, but we are following a uh, strict version of the strategy, not making too many discretionary decisions. I think, yeah, we can try to target some upside at least in the next mm, month or so. As you can see, the breakout did happen on the daily chart last last week, but it fell through. It tested lower grounds, and there is a if we think about everything that is happening here. So just this part, if we think about it, so from this area to this area. So if we think about it, it's not very promising because the movements are so constricted and uh, cross. It's not very trendy uh, for the price, and like I said, it needs to follow through this breakout of the 24,000, 2400, and stay there, like sustain that for an extended upside. So that's what we have. I've been looking for, and that's what I'll look for again in like, the rest of the week and next week as well. But if again it gets back inside this channel, it's all going to be very difficult. Or in this case, it stays inside this channel. It's not necessarily need. It does not necessarily need to get inside because it's also already inside, unlike Bitcoin. So yeah, on the 4 hour, the pathway is again very similar to Bitcoin, but a lot more like single bar movements. So these bars are very large. So this is uh, this is a bar that is almost 3% in size. So 2-3% bars, 4% bars are very common. Even like something like this. This is a bar that is $225 long. So that is 9% movement on inside one single 4 hour time frame, which is very high, and that's why a lot more patience is needed in Bitcoin than in sorry in Ethereum than in Bitcoin. Uh, so we also need to be careful about that. But like I said, we did get that breakout. We are in a bullish fissure. We did confirm that support, and we are moving higher. So everything is in place. It just needs to sustain above the 2400 and move up from there. It needs to decidedly break that 2450 top. It needs to stay there even for a few hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, doesn't matter. But it needs to spend time in that area, which, as we can see, it has not. It closed above 2400 only once. Only a single 4 hour bar has closed. Sorry, not. Only two 4 hour bars have closed above uh, mm, that 2400 mark in this cycle. Uh, and that too, not consecutive ones. One close between them at 2380, which is not very good and will not work. It needs to move higher and stay there. It cannot come back and stay in this range. So that's what we are looking for. That's what we should be looking for, and that's how we need to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum going forward. Now, yeah, other assets, yeah, they're all fine. Oil, natural gas, very ran like narrowly trading as well. Gold has made a significant move, and it's not going to go much higher. I don't see. Dollar is uh, clawing back. It has moved up almost 1.5 dollars from that low last week. It's good. It's good for the market as well. Uh, yeah. Other assets like Nasdaq had a really bad day yesterday. All all the other US futures had a bad day. But yeah, that was coming. That the prices for the US stocks are too high, and we need to be careful. It's not something that we don't know. We know that we need to be careful, and yeah, just trade. In any case, for Bitcoin and Ethereum, if you have any questions, I'm here and I'll try to answer them. Mm, thank you. Have a nice day.